Okay. I'm going to talk about how I chose the name Will. Um, for you guys who don't know me or are new to my channel, my name is Will Driscoll. Um, it's actually William Alexander Driscoll. I haven't legally changed it yet from my birth name, and and I have and I haven't changed my gender marker or anything like that yet. But how I chose my name was I this was back in 2008, 2009, around there, maybe even 2007. Um, I uh, I was messing around with two names, William and Alexander. So I wanted to keep the name William because my grandfather, my dad's father name was William Orville Driscoll, and I wanted to keep the name William. And my brother Casey's middle name is William. So um, I wanted to keep that name in the family, and um, so I chose to go with. It was either going to be Alexander William or William Alexander, and I went with William Alexander. Um, but I go by Will for short. Um, Sometimes, um, I also want to talk about being misgendered. Um, because I'm pre-T. I'm 37 and a half years old and I'm pre-T, and I had to be pre-T for I couldn't get on testosterone right away, um, because I had some health um, stuff that I had to take care of first, and during that time I gained some weight, and now I need to lose that weight in order to be on T. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. Um, Whoops. Okay, here's my chest. Because I'm overweight, whenever I go down, it looks like this. But uh, no, I don't like the way that looks. I'll just hold it. Okay. Um, I get misgendered all the time. I don't pass as male that much. Um, I after my hysterectomy, I was put on estradiol, and I've been off it for a few months. I had a full hysterectomy. I don't have ovaries, nothing. And I'm kind of interested to see if, what my levels are at, my estrogen levels and my testosterone levels, my natural testosterone levels. Um, Anyways, um, I get misgendered a lot. I get called ma'am and she, and, and honestly, since I'm pre-T, I really don't mind, because I even sometimes refer to myself as she, especially if I'm talking like in a legal sense. Like if like legally, if somebody asks, "Are you male or female?" I say I'm female for legal reasons, because that's what I was born. I was born a girl. Um, and I've been going through that since like 2008, and it's now 2020, and it's starting to get on my nerves a little bit, just just a tiny bit, um, but I totally understand why and stuff. But some people get really upset if they're misgendered, and I can understand why. You know, you're trying to go for live your life in a certain way and wanting to be a certain gender. And it's like, um, you know what? Just just be you. You be you, you know? And if someone gets misgendered, like if a trans woman is called sir, some of like I've seen videos of them like just basically going batshit crazy, and which there's being angry, and then there's being batshit crazy angry. It's like, even if they by mistake and they go, sir, but I mean ma'am, I'm sorry, but ma'am, and they correct, the person corrects himself, and they still go batshit crazy angry. But that some people are just like that. They're just, they really want to be the gender that they're going for. And the thing is that, now I'm not saying that, you know like, trans women are, batshit crazy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you get some people get misgendered, they really fly off the handle sometimes. Um, I'll talk about something else. Uh, and on YouTube, I usually watch like top surgery videos and bottom surgery videos, and um, just to get as much information as I can about stuff. I've already had top surgery, so, and a revision, so I really don't need to. But it's nice to see other trans guys who finally, like, you see that look. The look after surgery, when they're still kind of doped up, but you see that look in their eyes, in their face. It's that look of relief, relief, and happiness. And I love, in every single video of a top surgery reveal or whatever, you see that in every trans man, every trans guy, and it's awesome. That's what I love to watch, that at that very precise moment. um I kind of wish I filmed my uh like right after surgery, but I didn't have anybody to film it because I was in a room all alone for a little bit. But um but what are you gonna do? It's in the past. Anyways, um I also want to talk about um being a person with disabilities, and I have some health issues. Like, I have fibromyalgia. My mom has it too. And I have hypomobility syndrome, where my elbows, my knees, my fingers all hyperextend to like 90%. And sometimes it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, because with the hypomobility syndrome, I get a lot of pain, not so much in my elbows or my fingers, but in my knees, especially in the front, sides, and back of my knees, that it just hurts so bad. Or if I haven't drunk enough fluids during the day, that my knees, because I'm dehydrated, my knees hurt so bad I can barely walk, like, fully stand up. Um, but with fibromyalgia, it's a pain disease where the nerve endings, from my understanding, the nerve endings are basically, really, how I understand it, that they're super sensitive to touch, to like there are certain points on the body, like right at your elbow, on your forearm, where it meets at your elbow, um, and like on your legs, your shoulders. I really feel it in the muscles in my back mostly. Um, I went and saw a rheumatologist, and I have arthritis in my lower back going up halfway up my back. So my lower, super lower back is very sensitive. Just the slightest little push, like by my chiropractor or anybody, just, oh my God, it just lights up, and I'm in so much pain for like 3 days after my chiropractic adjustment. And and whenever that happens, I I don't want to be like touched, or because that sets everything else off. Like, it makes me flare. And like right now, for instance, I'm flaring in my knees, and that could be hypomobility, it could be fibromyalgia, it could be both. So I should really take some ibuprofen, which I'm going to do after I finish this video. But another thing is, with my disabilities. When I was born, I was born July 3rd, 1982, and there's a really interesting story. I was supposed to be born in June, but I was 2 weeks late. And my mom went into the hospital July 2nd, and the doctors thought, okay, the baby's going to be born July 2nd. They made out the little wristbands and everything. I wasn't born till 12:07 a.m. on July 3rd, 1982, and they had to make all new bracelets. And but my siblings, my three older siblings, I'm the youngest of four. I'm the fifth pregnancy, fourth birth. My mom was pregnant before she was pregnant with me, and she had a miscarriage. So couldn't even tell if it was a boy or a girl. My mom has always told me that I just wasn't ready to develop and be born at that time. And so anyways, back to when I was born. My dad, my three older siblings actually are 16 months apart each. But from my second older brother, Casey, to when I was born, we're 6 years apart. So anyways, my dad was there when I was born, and he went to go get the kids to bring them to see their new baby sister, and when I was born, I looked kind of blue. No, seriously, I looked blue, like the color blue. And I was born in an army hospital, and there were only 2 pediatric cardiologists in the army at that time, and one of them was stationed at that hospital. So what luck. They called her up. I think it was a lady. They called them up, and they came and they listened to my chest and listened to my heart and knew exactly what it was. And I was born with 3 holes in my heart: an ASD, a VSD, and a PDA. I don't know what they stand for, and I just don't know. And they told my mom that there was a problem with my heart, and that I was basically a really sick little baby. I ended up having to have open heart surgery when I was 7 months old, and ever since then, I pulled through the surgery. They had a hard time restarting my heart a little bit. They had a little bit of trouble, but obviously they started my heart. And I and so during that first 7 months, this was in 1982 to 1983, and they didn't know about putting babies on supplemental oxygen, so front the front part of my brain, the prefrontal cortex, didn't really develop all that well. So I have prefrontal cortex damage. I have undiagnosed psychosis. I have depression, anxiety. I don't really have OCD that much anymore. It was really weird because when I was at the time when I was still having my period, that the OCD symptoms would show up right before I got my period, which was really strange. But a doctor that I talked to thought it was really interesting. But it was really annoying. Um, Also with my hysterectomy, I had before my hysterectomy, I had a little bit of a sex drive, but after my hysterectomy, no sex drive at all, which is fine with me because I don't really want to have sex because the people I know, I, you know, I just, no, I just don't think that, if that was to happen, that we wouldn't like be friends anymore or anything like that. So, um, nope, it's not gonna work. Um, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Um, I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on Twitter, but if you want to ask me any questions, put them in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will talk to you guys later.